Congratulations. You've made it into 2020. January 1 is when you should be watching this video anyway. It's still December here in YouTube land. Video land. Anyway, as you can tell from the title of the video, we're starting off 2020 with some exciting stuff. Something maybe unique? I don't know. It's an S2000. So it is what it is with that. But the platform we're starting with to do the thing that's in the title of this video is, I think, the best platform we can get. And I'll show you why. This car's been sitting for ever, basically. And I don't entirely know why, but it's been sitting for a really long time. And I've just been looking it over and going through what it is that I've received. And let's just say good. It's good that it was sitting. I'll start with like the one thing that I paused when I saw. This is a flex fuel sensor, and those are of course fuel lines that come off of it. Now, I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't. Let me get a flashlight. Yeah, like I was saying, that's a fuel line. And you see what's being used to secure it? That's a zip tie on a fuel line. And if you didn't see from the thumbnail, yeah, this car is turbo, big turbo. But you see the size of that fuel line. That's like it's basically an evap line. Is how small this thing is. I couldn't even tell you what size it is, but tiny. I'm sure this car had plenty of problems, like lots of problems. It had to, absolutely had to. The way it was assembled was just like poop. For example, this is the screamer pipe, and zip tied to the screamer pipe is the wiring for the wideband sensor. Like, but I guess if you wrap it in heat wrap and then zip tie it on top, it's okay. I don't know how this stuff works or what people are thinking when they do these things. It's leaking from all over the place, everywhere actually. This oil return, I don't understand why there's this big adapter here in the middle. Why you couldn't just have gone straight from there to the oil pan, or why you're not using this bung here on the oil pan. Alright, so it wasn't readily apparent at the time, but I later realized that they used the upper port like that because it was above the fluid level in the pan. And if you would have put the return at the fluid level in the pan, it would have just backed up and it wouldn't have worked. So that's why they did it that way. I don't know, but it's actually resting on the downpipe. The oil return is resting on the downpipe. The oil return is also kinked and collapsed right there. You can see it very clearly. And when I drop the car down, I'll show you some of the stuff on top. But it's a lot of questionable things. But that's all good, because it gives me an excellent base to start with. And just like every other car that I've been working on, they're all going to be revived. Better maintenance, better everything, better everything. Because this is, a lot of this is just, it's not acceptable at all. And it's sad. And yeah, it's just not okay. Up on top. So I showed you that fuel line down there on the bottom. There's a word that is used to describe systems that have fluids and stuff flowing through them, and that word is bottleneck. Same thing with exhaust, same thing with water system, same with everything. It can't flow more than the smallest point. It's only as efficient as the smallest point. But as you can see, the fuel lines on this thing are just mismatched all over the place. Different types of fittings, different types of lines, different just everything. Fuel pressure regulator is secured. Oh no, there's a bracket under there. There's electrical tape here, and I'm not entirely sure what's under it, but I think let's find out together, because we can all be surprised at whatever this is. Hold on, let me get a knife. Looks like it's just a worm clamp. I don't understand what the tape is for though. No, I don't see why it would be like that. Maybe it was leaking and the tape was just like to stop the leak. Considering everything else, it's fully believable, and in fact, I would believe that. So this car still has AC, and it will retain AC with the new motor. But if you look at the insulation there, you see it's all like gone. If we put 2 and 2 together, where do you think it went? I'll give you a hint. It went right in here. Right in here is where it went. Yeah, that's where it went. All right. See, little stuff like that are things that you need to account for. Now, they're like, oh, what's the big deal? It's just a little bit. No, that is a big deal. That's a problem. Turbos aren't supposed to ingest anything other than air and maybe sometimes water that's been injected. It's different. All right, as far as the manifold goes, he's got a 4-bolt to V-band adapter. Nothing really wrong with that. No problem there. That's okay. It doesn't look like it was leaking at all. There's no soot or anything around the flanges, so that's fine. The wastegate is missing hardware in the top, as you can see. So that's cool. Everything in here is just like wrapped, just like whatever. This isn't even mounted to anything. It's just kind of resting there. I mean, it just kind of goes on and on. I think the nicest part about this is actually this DEI heat sheath, which kudos for using name brand parts there. But as you can see, it's basically resting on the belt and on that pulley, on that idler there, or water pump, whatever pulley that's for, which we'll see more of once we get the motor out. But yeah, basically this car is a mess. But hopefully this new swap will fix it. So the plan for right now is to get this motor out, get this engine bay gutted, and it's going to leave here, go to the body shop. The whole bay is going to be shaved and repainted, and then it's going to come back. It's going to be K-Series and a nice, beautiful engine bay with new, basically everything. And instead of a turbo, it's going to be something else. It could be NA, it could be another turbo, it could be supercharged, it could be something else, but you'll see what it is. What it's going to become should be pretty amazing, honestly. It's I think it's going to shape up to be a real nice project. But the car itself, chassis wise, is also not very nice. The wiring is a mess. The interior, I don't know why there's no seats in it. This bar here, you can hear it. It's not actually tight or secure in any way. Well, kind of is. It's got a grip royal steering wheel, so you can understand what kind of era this car was made in and how long it's been sitting for. But we're gonna get all that sorted, man. We got plenty of work. Lots and lots and lots of work to do. Godspeed, homie. Oh boy. Yeah, name brand parts. When it comes to mission critical stuff like ball valves and wastegates and other things, name brand parts. There's a reason why they exist. Oh boy. Anyway, so we're gonna start. We'll pull this motor out and we'll get to it. I'm not gonna film that process. I've never done it before, so filming is gonna be kind of hard. But I mean, a motor pull's a motor pull. If there's anything worth noting, I'll highlight it for you guys. But otherwise, next scene should just be the car minus its power plant. All right. This was kind of stupid. Like, this wasn't fun at all, pulling the motor out of this car. I think if I had a better condition S2000, that this wouldn't have been as difficult as it was. I'll show you once it's out, but the motor's just sitting there now. All I gotta do is lift the car up over top of it, and we're done. There's really something unique about working by yourself, and I absolutely hate it with an extreme passion. This took way longer than it should have, and it was way more difficult than it should have been. I'm by myself. Anyway, it's all stripped out. Everything is out of the car. Engine bay is clean. Obviously, subframe came off. Subframe went back on because the car just has to roll around the body shop. Wire harness and everything, you could sling it over the corner or sling it over the side there. Same with this stuff. I figured the body man, that's really all he needs. But everything is out. All the clips, all the brackets, all the nuts and bolts, and everything else is out of the way, so he can do, you know, whatever it is that he needs to do in here to shave it. Floor is an absolute mess because that's what happens when you just gotta keep working. And I got a second mess over here from when I took the trans off. For those that don't know, this is a pull type, which I wasn't expecting, so that took a little longer than it should have. But it's separated, and this motor's ready to go. It's junk. So there's that. I don't know what's gonna happen to it, but I don't really care. All we need is the trans, because that's what we're using for the K when it comes in. So what we got to do now is clean up and push this car outside so that the tow truck can get it and take it away, and it'll be gone for however long it's gone for. And then when it comes back, we will get back to work, and we'll have a K-series to go in, we'll have a new radiator, we'll have a bunch of cool stuff, and you can see the reassembly. But I do want to make note that obviously that hole is not supposed to be there. This chassis is bunk. Put it like that. There was a lot of really half-assery done with whoever assembled this car, which is obviously a common theme here, and I'm really loving it a whole lot. It's making the jobs really interesting. Makes me grateful for cars that aren't that way, honestly. But yeah, there's a lot of really shady stuff that went on with this car, and the condition that it's in is poor. But hopefully we can get all that back together and get it all sorted out with this new motor and this new life that it's getting. But because it's likely going to be months before it comes back from the body shop, we're gonna go ahead and just kill the video here and then just pick back up. But just consider this an intro to the S2000 build and whatever comes of it. You know it's going to be a K-series, but what we're doing with that K-series is, I'm excited for it, honestly. But yeah, anyway, like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the like button, hit the bell, Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. Come check us out in real life. Come by shop, Full Detail Automotive. You guys know what the deal is. See you again at some point. I don't know. We'll see what happens.